Another really interesting story around in the newspapers this morning about a new health scare for the Queen. The royal editor, Russell Myers, broke the story this morning and is with me now. Well, this is a shame because she loves this ceremony, doesn't she, that she's now having to pull out of.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. It's a huge shame, not only for the Queen, but the many people who come to see her at Balmoral. She moved to Scotland from Windsor Castle just a couple of weeks ago, and just in the last few days, she was supposed to attend this traditional sort of ceremony welcoming her to Scotland, and I'm told that she will not be taking part in it tomorrow. She has not missed any of them since she took her reins more than 70 years ago. And just aside from the pandemic, it's something that is absolutely cemented in her diary. So there will be a smaller ceremony. I mean, it's normally quite an occasion. There's some pipers from the regiments of Scotland, a Balaclava regiment, and a Shetland pony, which is the mascot from one of the... I think we should see it last year. She looked resplendent in pink. And unfortunately, she's just not well enough at the moment. I'm told it's for her comfort. I mean, obviously, we are seeing this happening more frequently.
Yeah. We saw it over the Jubilee, didn't we? Yeah.
Exactly. And she took a lot out of her for the Jubilee. Scotland is normally a big holiday for her. She doesn't normally work. And so, you know, she's putting her feet up.
And you get a sense that that as well, but it's also about getting us all used to seeing less of her, isn't it?
Yes,
there is a transition for the whole country here about slightly seeing less of the Queen at the moment, but she's also possibly going to have to cut her holiday short, which isn't very nice.
Well, again,
personally,
yes, indeed, yes. And it will be to welcome a new Prime Minister.
Right.
I mean, Buckingham Palace were at sort of pains to say, you know, the Queen is just resting. She needs to definitely take it a bit easy. Her schedule does need to change. But we are told that she is definitely planning to return down south to welcome a new Prime Minister after Boris Johnson steps down on September the 6th. So that is probably one of the big dates in her diary. I think then September the 3rd, she normally goes to the Highland Games. So watch this space. I think she deserves a bit of an R&R.
Yeah, she does. Let's talk about the Newsnight interview with Prince Andrew, because obviously the producer wrote a book about it, about the scoop. That was all sort of brought up as a film. But now Emily Maitlis is also being signed up for a different thing. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, this is fascinating, because this could sort of be the battle of the two journalists who worked on the huge Prince Andrew scoop.
Yeah.
We've already heard from Sam McAlister, who was the producer-type fixer, who helped set up the interview. She's written a book called Scoop. She sold the rights to Hollywood, essentially. It's going to be a big, huge film that the royal family will be no doubt fearing for when it comes out. Now, Emily Maitlis, obviously the journalist who put those bombshell questions to the Duke of York, has said that she's working on a drama. And if these two productions come out at the same time, well, I think the royal family will be sort of quaking in their boots, unfortunately.
But for viewers, it'll be fascinating.
Oh, it'll be absolutely fascinating. We'll be still poring over it. We're still talking about it many, many months later, aren't we? And
now there's some controversy over... It's on the same page as the Queen's story in the Mirror this morning that you've written, about Fergie.
Well, I mean, the Yorks are not far from controversy, are they? I mean, we've already had Prince Andrew's huge fall from grace, his involvement with a sex scandal, had to pay off £12 million to his accuser. Now, we've often spoken about where the York's money comes from. Now, just recently, it was revealed that Fergie has bought a £5 million mews house in Marylebone in London. Where on earth has she got the money from? And this is someone who has bemoaned her financial situation in the past, said that she was not far from bankruptcy. When it came to Prince Andrew paying this huge sum of money to Virginia Giuffre, they had to sell a £17 million chalet in Verbier, the exclusive resort in Switzerland. The former owner of that, the plot thickens, because the former owner of that, a lady called Isabelle de Rouve, was owed a sum of about £6 million by them as part of the deal. They then allegedly claimed that they didn't have the money to pay her. She cut them a deal. She's been speaking to the Sunday papers over the weekend, saying she's absolutely flabbergasted at this. I mean, for Fergie's point, over the last 12 months, she's had a best-selling book. She's just signed a 22-book deal. But, you know, people are scratching their heads and wondering where on earth the Yorks get their money from and how they can live so high on the hog when there is all this controversy around them.
It's all reported, isn't it? There's no comment from Fergie's spokesperson. I mean, it is... this woman who owns the chalet has called it a dirty story.
Well,
it's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, and I think that I think the royal family, especially, would rather they just sort of fade into the background. But as we've seen, Prince Andrew is not helping himself.
On a slightly more uplifting note, Charles and Camilla have gone to head to head. Head to head.
This is quite a funny story.
This is
actually,
lovely.
Because on the cover of Country Life, we had the Prince of Wales had written for Country Life a couple of years ago, and Camilla did a big edition for her 75th birthday just recently.
She was invited to edit it, wasn't she?
She was indeed, and she has won the Battle of the Royals because I understand that her edition has outsold the Prince of Wales's by many, many thousands, we are told, and still flying off the shelves. So congratulations.
Oh, well
to
done. A bit more girl power carrying on in the royal family. We love all that. Thank you so much, Russell. Nice to have you.
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.